Huh?
In the fridge.
Oh, I was like, we said nothing about it today because I'm looking at my mother pictures, the way she cut up.
Cut up. No, my mama cut up. She had her a ball, and I'm
Uncle
just
Mike.
absolutely excited about how much fun they had. Absolutely excited about how much fun they had. It was good times. It was good times had.
I read Tease Read. Tease Read. Tease Read.
Yeah, he's excited. He said he loves the show.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that.
I think we was talking on a whole nother post. He was like, when y'all gonna do that joint again? I'm waiting on that.
And this one is a touchy one.
When you share, do you host a watch party, or you just write a post on your page?
I just shared.
Okay.
I just shared, girl. So when I share it like that, you can see the comments from whatever location. Like if you tap into it, everybody's just mixed together. The watch party, you only want to see those comments, and you have to be in that watch party to see them.
Oh, well, that would have been nice to hear. I didn't know that, but I know now.
Yeah.
Okay.
BTT. Episode 9.
I know we only got you for another, 40-something minutes, because your team about to play. Shout to you. But either way, happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Sunday.
It's Sunday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
We here. Hey.
Well, I'm going to still call them the Redskins. The Redskins won today.
Marnetta Lee. I FaceTimed you earlier today. I didn't get an answer. I mean, that has nothing to do with the show here, but I just figured I would let you know.
You call
that it's good to see that you're here, because I called you and you didn't answer. Okay? And don't be texting me interrupting my whole streaming either.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. Hey, Dale, I got a question. I dare you, well, actually, it's not a question. It's more like a dare. I dare you to put your face on the screen today. I'd love to hear from you and your opinion on this matter.
I think that it's going to be, for this, me personally, I would really love to hear what men think. I assume I know what 70% of the women are going to say. But I'd love to hear what the men have to say about it.
I mean, we can jump right into it if you don't want it. Unless, do you need more time? Because I can't see you.
I'm good.
Okay.
I see you.
I think maybe we should do a little introduction.
Okay.
What is the topic? We're about to get into it right now, Dale. I promise, like seconds. Hey again to everybody who knows us, who has been tuning in each and every week, whether or not it was when we were doing the Thursdays and then when we transitioned to Sundays, and then we may be changing it again, but thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your support and your loyalty. For those who don't know who we are, I'm Aries and
Shia.
And I'm Goldie. Goldilocks in the building.
We are your host for BTT3, Big Table Talk, however you want to word it or dub it or whatever. And today for episode 9, is it? 9 straight weeks, y'all. Maybe a little more than that, because I think we may have, there was like a holiday break one time that we didn't film 1 week, and then we took a little bit of an emergency break another week. So altogether, we may have been going for legit, like maybe 12 weeks, 11, 12 weeks. That's 3 months. Like, shout out to us. Like,
yes. Yay.
Yes, I agree.
So we need those little, those little background.
The sounds, yes.
Sound effects, yeah. What they're currently doing for the NFL at the games. It was so hilarious. I was like, who's making the noise? Empty. I was like,
it's so hilarious. And Siobhan gonna go live at the stadium talking about something. The noise is fake.
Yeah.
Shut up, Siobhan. Cracking. That's my.
Like they used to do back in the days when they recorded the shows, like TV shows. The audience was fake. Remember, long time ago? Y'all ain't that young.
Yeah. No, I remember. I'm like,
I remember. Yeah, sitcoms. Most of them were like that.
Oh my God. So today's episode 9. The topic is, Tracy, take it away.
Can a single mother, teach her son to be a man? Yeah, that's the topic.
Okay. Dale, that's the topic. Can a single mother teach her son and or sons how to be a man and or men? Either one of you ladies want to start it off?
Sure. I'll start it off.
Okay.
Mine's pretty short, straight to the point. I think that no. I think that she can raise a man, right? So I think that she can instill many of the values that you are looking for in a man. I think that she can raise a great citizen. She can teach him to be to have manners and to be a good person, and she can teach many things. I don't think that she can teach him how to be a man. I think that society is going to do that if she is a single mom, because we wind up having so many great men come from single moms. So she's raised him right, and she's raised a great person, but at no point did she actually teach him how to be a man, I think is how I look at it. Like, she made sure he had value. She told him how to save money. She told him to open doors. She told him, all those things, but she cannot teach him how to be something she is not. You don't go to a lawyer to become a doctor. That's just not how that necessarily pans out. So you have to, they wind up learning from society, learning from coaches, learning from, they wind up getting some type of male perspective on life eventually, most of them. And I think that's where you wind up becoming a man, just in life in general, and going through things. And we know society will come down really hard on our African American men. And unfortunately, if the male is not in the house, they levitate towards someone, whether it's a big cousin, an uncle, or someone like that. And that's because their mom cannot literally teach them how to be a man. We are out here raising wonderful men, brilliant men who turn out really well, but we're not necessarily teaching them to be a man. It's my thought.
I get it. Yeah, I totally get that. My perspective, I really can't touch too much on it, but going by all the great single mothers that are in my space, that I've known, I think they did pretty a great job. Me personally, just how I would feel, I don't think, like you said, it's certain things you could teach them. I think you could teach them to how to treat a woman, um, basically. So they would get that aspect part of it. But raising a boy to be a man, I think it needs to be a male figure somewhere in that child's life, or whether it's a brother, uncle, a grandfather, anyone. It could be a teacher. I just think that they need that type of male role model, or someone that can actually speak and teach them things that a male could. I can't teach. I don't know. I don't know how it feels to be a man. I don't know exactly what they go through and how things are supposed to be or whatever else. So I just really think it needs to be a male role model or some type of male figure in that child's life to raise a boy to be a man. That's just my thought process.
I want to first, I want to know, how are we defining a man? How are we defining that? What makes a man? And the reason I asked that question is because I know that there is a man out here that has been exposed to another man that may have tried to teach him how to do manly things and completely rebelled against that. And I'm sure in the eyes of some, he may not be a man. So, you know what I mean? So to me, the definition of a man is the same as the definition of a woman. It is about character. It is about integrity. It is about value, core value, right? So it's interesting because when I heard Shia speak, it was more so of kind of teaching him manly things in life, right? Things that you physically can't give to him because you are not physically a man. And then when I heard Goldie speak, it was more of a, kind of the same thing, but more of a, he needs a figure there showing him, like he needs someone to show him, this is how you open the car door for a woman. This is how you mow a lawn. This is how you build a bookshelf. This is how you use your hands. This is how you provide. This is right. I personally know men who have had uncles, and they are my age. So I know that they grew up with uncles in the household. They grew up with a father around, and so do they know how to change a tire? Do they know how to build a desk or put together a bookshelf? Sure. Do they necessarily have core value or integrity or values? So some will say, and this is me today, crazily enough, being devil's advocate, some would say, well, he's not a man, right? Because they would say, oh, it doesn't make you a man that you know how to build things. It makes you a man that you know how to go through life, treating a woman right, knowing how to treat the mother of your children fairly, how to show your children how you love their mother, to stand up for yourself and your family. And so if a man isn't doing that, is he a man just because he's been taught to do the manly physical things?
Yeah, I got what you're saying. I definitely get where you're coming from. So I agree. I think that for me, it's both things, and I get what you're saying, and that's what I meant about like them being a good person and a good citizen. So you use the word characteristics. So the same thing, like, so being having good morals, right? So that is a part of being a man, and it definitely is one of the main factors. Changing a tire is an extra little something sprinkle on top of there, because I mean, I know how to change a tire, and I'm not mad, you know what I'm saying? But so I think that, that's just a little extra sprinkle on top. But how he knows how to run a household, how he knows how to be a good person, how he knows how to give back to his community, how he knows how to stand in his own being. that's how I would consider you a man, if you know how to do those things. And I think that as a woman, you can
Teach
show
how to
him
do that.
what characteristics he's supposed to have and how to be a good citizen. However, how men pour into things and how we pour into things are different. So yes, he knows that you need to pay taxes, you need to be a good person, you need to give back, but how and when, and the bite of it, I think the thick of it should come from a male, because how I view things and how he views things are totally different. So I think he needs that behind him to know what is a good male character versus just a blanket. This is a good character. This is what you do, you know, so. But I agree, the definition counts. The definition counts.
So again, are we implying that every man that has ever had a good male role model in his life to teach him that, teaches him how to be a man?
No, right? Because you have times where they didn't get it, or their version of what is right ain't right, or the child is not receptive and rebelling, you know. So everyone who's been shown doesn't pick it up, you know. Everybody ain't going, just because you had it don't mean you get it. Yeah, I agree.
David Hansford said, how to treat a woman will come from how he see you being treated, or how they see you respond to men.
So that's still another teaching tool, and how we allow people to be. I can go with that too. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I can see that. But you allow.
Yeah. Any other comments?
Yeah, it just it depends. I'm just trying to read through some of these comments.
Let's see. David says, but a lot of women do a great job, minus the overcompensation for the man not being in the home, trying to overcompensate.
What does overcompensation look like, David? I would like to, David, can you tell me what overcompensation from the mother's part, what that looks like? I think Ice Queen froze there a little. Because I agree with your comment, but I would like to know what overcompensation looks like, what that looks like when a mother is actually raising the boy on a day-to-day, what the overcompensation looks like.
What does it look like?
Yeah.
I personally have seen moms with, like Mark's friends, single moms, like they are super aggressive with them. This is the you can't cry. This is doving and throwing them into football when he'd much rather not, like I think my version of what I see with the overcompensation is them doing everything that they feel like puts them in a manly position, you know. So just it's, and I get it, but like absolutely barking, at these young men, and just.
I think a lot of that is just sort of the demon attached to being a single mother. It's maybe I shouldn't have said demon, trauma. It is traumatizing, right, to be a single mother, and a single mother of boys at that, because it does pain you to think that your boys are going to grow up and become men and be ill-equipped to deal with life in society. Add on top of that, if you are a single Black woman raising a young Black boy into a male, and so it becomes rather anxiety driven, just trying to make sure that they have everything that they're going to need and they're equipped and all the tools that they have when going out. So that bark is I think driven from just a lot of emotion and trauma and pain of, are they going to be okay? So I understand it. It doesn't make it the best, I guess, parenting tool. I just think, aside from, you witnessing a mother just be super aggressive and disrespectful and demeaning of her children, I think that bark and that sort of aggression that you speak of could very well just be coming from her fear and anxieties of just trying to make sure that we release them into the world, being able to stand on their own and to be able to fight a good fight against all odds.
Wow.
So
I never really looked at it like that. I'll be like, why is he? And I mean, you'll have a daughter too, but just a whole nother tone, a whole nother swag for her, a whole nother everything. And this son getting it. He 9, baby. What's wrong? What he do? Just, and I never thought about the pain and the anxiety of the world, and knowing that the weight of the world shall be on his shoulders in 8 more years. 10 more years,
especially because again, you're his mom, so you see where he at, and you might see where he lacking. You like, Lord, you got how many more years? Lord, you behind. You got to get together, man. Like, what are we doing here, right? So, Tedra said overcompensation could equate to helicopter mom, maybe. So I guess if I were to put that into terms of sort of a overprotective mom, I guess.
That's what helicopter mom is?
I have no idea.
Those are the moms who hover. That's not really something that I witnessed within my direct life, but I hear of helicopter moms, Tracy. Essentially, these are the moms where they're there every moment. They at the school every minute. They don't want they're everywhere all the time, and the child can't be their own person. Essentially, just from the hovering.
I wonder if my coworker is watching.
I don't.
She probably defines herself as a helicopter mom. She probably does, and she has admitted to that. It's like she's very overprotective too. So,
I mean, I get the mama bear mode, and I mean, I got a boy and a girl, but I got that for both, so it can activate at any time.
Going back to
let the record show.
Yes. Going back to what Aries said, I had this conversation probably about, it may have been like late last year, with this regular that comes into Infuse. And when I say he was heated, he was mad at me. I mean, mad. And basically I told him, we got on this topic, and I told him some women are forced to play both roles. And he didn't understand what I was saying. He basically was saying that he took it as I was saying that, fathers are not needed. Of course, fathers are needed. They're always needed.
How does that sound like that?
I mean, when I said he went off, and I'm just like, you totally took it the whole another route. When I'm saying forced, is you have some women out here that don't have other male figures that they probably can rely on if they have a son or a child or whatever else, and teach them certain things. So you're forced to go into that mode to, I guess that's where the overcompensation comes from too, that you have to do everything. You basically have to play both roles. And I've seen it happen plenty of times. So, like I said, I do think a male needs to be in a male figure needs to be in a child's life, a son's life. But I have seen some great single mothers do it on their own and produce great men.
Like,
But some women are forced.
absolutely.
Tease Reed said you gotta hover these days. And then he says you just can't cripple them. So, I guess balance with everything. But
Isn't that tough? I think that's the hardest part. I know this also, but I think it's the hardest part of being a parent is finding that balance, right?
yeah.
You just, not trying to grip too tight, not trying to be too loose. Just like all the way up until the whole 18-year-old, I'm still finding a balance. It is very difficult. I would say that out of all of the parenting things that you got to do, that right there is the most difficult thing.
Yeah. Danette, I think I'm just funny about this whole topic. Like I go back and forth with it.
Dale wants to come in. I just sent him the information.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
But
yeah, I'm a little bit.
Oh, Rez, really? He said that he'd rather be too tight.
He'd rather be what?
When I said that I don't want to grip too tight or be too loose, I wanted a middle ground, and he said he'll rather err on the side of being too tight, essentially.
I think
and I get that, and I think a lot of dads fall in that, and that it's asking me to admit somebody.
But won't being too tight cripple them at the same time?
I don't know. What you think, Grass? Hey,
Uncle Dale. I am so excited to see your face. Quarantine looks good on you. Oh my God. Professor Maltro. I love it. What's up?
Good. It's good, man. It's an interesting topic.
Okay. Tell us.
From the standpoint that you have three women talking about manhood.
Well, that's why you're here.
Tell me what's interesting. I would like for you to tell me what's interesting.
No, listen. I said it. The topic is three women discussing manhood.
And that's why you're here.
What makes that interesting? I heard you.
Because like when you said you don't go to a doctor to become a lawyer.
Well, show me a podcast. Show me a group of men talking about this issue.
No, and I said it's interesting. Don't get defensive. Don't get offended. I apologize if I offended you by saying it, but that was the most interesting thing about it was that there are no men podcasts talking about raising little boys.
Y'all need to.
Well, I think that's why I was asking you what made it interesting, because my thing is, I strongly believe that it has to be talked about, right? Considering a lot of our young boys, well, Black boys anyway, many of them are being raised by Black mothers only, right? So would you agree that the subject needs to be discussed in order for us to unify, heal, and come to a common ground to stop fighting each other, right? So it just took us, we just decided this is what we would talk, we would talk about it. So I was just wondering what made it interesting. Is it interesting because it's tough to find men that will talk about this issue, or what? That's what I was
It's interesting because it's a topic that would only be broached by women. Okay. Men walk around every day knowing who we are, and we speak a different language than women. So from that standpoint, a woman can't teach me how to be a man because we talk a different language. When we talk to each other, it looks different. When you see us talk to each other, it looks different. We act different when it's with your boys. You see that in your husbands, your brothers. It's not like we putting on the front, but it's just we have a whole different level of communication. You know that, and I'm sure that women have that as well. So just in the topic, it says that to be a good teacher, you got to be a great communicator. But you can't teach a language if you don't know it.
Okay.
So from that standpoint, it's still interesting. And I probably could have listened for another hour, but like you said, my game is coming on.
Okay.
So I wanted to get in and I'm glad you guys are having the discussion.
Thank you. Thank you. But I
First and
still want,
foremost, I hope that some some of I'm going to tell you, I hope that some other men come on and talk about it. But the interesting part is that um in our era today, the topics of in discussion of manhood are typically led by women. The Me Too movement, enough movement, all of these things that are transforming is women telling men what manhood should look like to make them feel safe and comfortable. Toxic testosterone, masculinity. It's just a lot of stuff going on, but it's always seems to be led about women talking to men about being men. And I don't know if the men don't had these conversations because they're doing it in their private lives with their nephews, with their cousins, with their sons,
mhm.
with their stepchildren. Um, I definitely believe that you can't be a man until you raise the man and go
Mm,
through the failures of putting your ideas and pretext into action. It's one thing to have a lot of ideas and um, like theories about manhood. It's something completely different to see those things play out in action. So um, we know a lot of guys that swear they're men today. That's in their 40s and 50s. Um, but because you were born male, don't mean that you ever will become a man. No, whether you were raised by a man or a woman, it doesn't guarantee that you will ever evolve into a man. So it's not really anybody's fault. It's about experiences. I think that mothers can do a great job of putting their sons on the right track by introducing them to sports, introducing them to team building activities, letting them be coached. Never let your kid come home and learn how to become a habitual quitter.
Mm.
5 years old, when he comes, if he can ask for food, he has to learn how to help mommy with the groceries, even if it's nothing but a roll of toilet tissue. Carry this in the house. You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of women do a lot of great things, but manhood is something that is really a personal journey to each of us, and we're kind of influenced by a little bit of all of the people we run into through on that journey. You know, and the closer the man is to you in terms of love, discipline, and respect for you, the more of the information you will take into your soul, and you probably mimic those things as you grow older. But being a man again means finding your own way. So the way my uncle did it might not be the way that I'm going to do it. Doesn't make
mhm.
either one of us less of a man. It's just that each man has their own individual path. And you ever find a man that's following somebody, just go ahead and walk away from him now because he ain't a man. If he ain't leading himself, if he won't stand up for himself,
Talk, Uncle Dad.
if he won't stand up for himself, just stop. Whatever that is, whatever that relationship is with that man or that person, just stop. Just stop it. It's not gonna be right. He's not gonna bring anything to you because he's following the crowd. And I listen to y'all messages. I listen to y'all a lot. But I usually get pissed off because I hear all the politically correct answers and shit coming from the dudes that be on this shit here. And it irritates me nuts. I'm sorry for being
No,
disrespectful.
hey, listen, there are no apologies on this show. It's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
authentic and raw, transparent. Do your
yeah.
thing. It is
I
what it is.
mean, these Facebook nice niggas kill me, bro. I'm like,
Facebook nice.
and
I want it on a t-shirt.
I usually tune out because of the dudes on your post. The men that you have on it, I tune out because I don't know where they live at. I don't know what planet they on.
Like you said, every
It's a
man is
fantasy to
different
me.
though.
No, right, but I mean, but there's some core things here that and I know some of these guys now. Let me put that out there first. I'm not just saying this about people that are strangers. I know that their words on Facebook don't meet their actions in life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You got that.
Where my
yeah.
drink?
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole all the time. When you meet me at the bar, I'm an asshole. When you see me on Facebook, I'm an asshole. You might not like me, but you know, hell is coming to be an asshole.
Pretty consistent. Pretty
You
consistent.
might not like the truth, but hey, you might not like his truth. It's my truth, and I'm gonna tell you my truth, my way, all the time. It's never gonna make you feel good or be in the majority of the likes. I'm not getting likes on my page. If it hit me, I'm just saying. But I'm gonna use Danetta as an example. And I think she has done a tremendous job with preparing her sons to be good men.
Yep.
Thank you.
So women can prepare their sons to be good men. The man part is going to be on the kid. It's himself, him and her, himself. It's never going to be one parent, male or female, that can do it. It's based on those things that my mom taught me. Do I want to do those? Uncle taught me this thing, and then I got to try all of this other stuff to see what part of it is me and what part of I can leave back. So women can do a great job of in preparation of boys to become men.
Nice. I like that word.
That's my thing.
So
Yeah.
it sounds like to me, what I took from that is, simply put, there is no man and no woman that can teach a young boy how to be a man. That is a journey within himself.
Right.
There will be things that is taught to him by both sides that he can take with him on that journey to aid decisions, actions, behaviors. But no one person, a father, a uncle, a grandfather, a mother, singularly can make this young boy turn into a man.
No, it's about truth. That what you said is exactly right. It's about them believing in the stuff that you gave them, trusting number one that this person has my best interest at heart, trusting that number two that I can have the ability or the space to fail without feeling like a failure. And then eventually, you know, somebody stands back and says, man, that's a good dude right there. And the only time him being a good man matters is when it's the people that matter to him. I don't care what niggas think about me. My grandson hugged my neck. Guess what? I'm the best nigga on the planet.
I love it.
You know me?
I love it. I love it.
That nigga won't. He don't leave the room when I'm there. He won't let nobody else hug him until the other day when he let my brother hug him, which was amazing. But yeah, I'm a great man because of that, and I'm going to do great things by him. He's now another level of my development and my manhood on my journey. So it's a journey.
Wow.
It's not a destination. It's a journey.
Yeah.
No.
Because now, again, what like sort of his life and what some of the things he needs to get on his journey has to come from you. So you're still like on a journey into even your own manhood because of that.
Right. Exactly.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. I thought I was, I'm sure a lot of people think they over with growing and developing as a man until you get that grandson. It's something else, man. I never expected to feel this way again. I had one child that I had biologically, and I thought that I couldn't feel that level of love again in my life. Man, I love my grandson more than I love my daughter. Sorry, but
First of all, you're not gonna do it like that.
I'm sorry. You know, but it's a different love. It's something else. Me and him got a friendship. We got a friendship love. I'm not responsible for him not eating too much cake. Or him not eating too much
Yeah,
cake.
I knew that's where you
That's
were
not my
going.
responsibility. No. He want whatever he wants. He want to knock over the toys, knock them over. That's it. Go. Be free.
Jesus.
Mommy got to worry about that over there at home. Over here, I leave your toys knocked over on the floor until you come back. So we pick up from there next week.
I love it.
Thank
you so much for coming. I can't believe you did it. I've been trying to get you on here for forever.
Yeah.
But thank you. And that was well said, honestly.
And I thought about it. It was interesting from another perspective because I knew that you would say something different from the other two. I knew that when you had just go at it, I said, she's not going to say what they just say. She's just not. You know what I'm saying? So that made it interesting. And I think that women who don't believe that they can make a good man just are looking at it from the wrong perspective. Mm-hmm. Am I preparing him to be a good man? Am I giving him all that I got as a person, male or female, as a parent? Am I giving them all that I have? Because you would do the same thing with every kid.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. You would do the same thing with every kid, but am I putting this guy in the right place? There's some languages you women can't speak, but there's some languages that us as men can't speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it takes that good balance. We can't both be nurturers and hover mothers. That's just
designed that way. We can't do that.
Yeah. So there's got to be that kind of give and take, and he got to get his lessons from me by hitting his head and me saying, "I told you to stop." Like, not me just saying, "Oh, I told you to stop." I told you, bro, that wasn't a good idea, right?
And that's it. But the mother gonna go into that whole long drawn out. Why I told you not to do it. No, I hear you. Languaging is important.
Right. Yeah. Now you know it's not a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So we shouldn't have to worry about this again.
Right.
Ladies are rocking out, man, and I'm gonna need y'all to start calling out these Facebook nice guys. Y'all know who they are too.
Listen,
y'all don't start doing it. If y'all don't start doing it,
we don't know how to call them out, because here's the thing. Here's what here's our dilemma, our catch-22. Okay. We can't call things out because then we're told, oh, well, how are you telling us as men how we think, believe, perceive? Because we can't. Mm-hmm. So we try to be neutral. We let everybody come on here and state their truth. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. But I'm not.
And or Dale is looked at as we're bashing. Yeah,
that part.
Yeah. So we got to tread that bashing road when we know in life that it's panning out different, and then it's said differently. So now, if we say no, we know for a fact, because it's three of us plus all of us got three friends that went through it totally different. Mm-hmm. We're bashing. So
yeah. So
yeah. But I'm gonna need y'all to call them out and stand on your truth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not letting y'all off the hook. You gotta call them out.
All that y'all just said, I'm gonna need y'all to call them out still.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, you just gotta stand on your truth. And the thing is that I'm sure y'all got personal experiences with these people who you calling out. And guess what? They'll stop. Trust me, they will. They don't want that. They don't want that smoke. They don't want that smoke. Period. They don't.
Listen, okay. This is what I can agree to. We gonna pay Ice Queen to do it, because that is why she is who she is on the panel. Because she gonna be able to make a nice little ice cream sandwich. She gonna be able to soften that thing, give that blow, and re-soften it.
Soften it.
You
Okay.
already know from personal experience how things come from me.
Right.
It's the whole hell and high water.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
saying is, it has to be a way.
but
And,
it's gotta be authentic though. You guys gotta be authentic. And when I see y'all biting your tongue on here, I just log off. I tell you the truth. I go left. I'm like,
well,
yeah,
I don't
I'll
think
talk to
we're
them
ever
later.
authentic just because we're listening to them stand in what they perceive their truth is.
Now listen, when I don't hear that energy that I heard from you just now with that comment, it's not authentic, nigga. Stop it. What are you talking about? Stop it. Immediately just now you jump right in my ass, right?
You
Exactly.
want me to be the bad guy all the days of my life.
No, I want
you. Now you
listen,
want me to be the asshole all the days of my life, just like
because
you.
that's who you
And
are.
I'm on my way there. I just haven't signed all the way up for it.
Okay.
But I've been on that journey for quite some time. I've been on
Okay.
that journey for some time. And you have actually coached me with that, like Danetta. Like, half of these bros out here who do talk what they talk and how they say it is because you stronger than them and they want your personality. And they, we've had conversations. And I'm just
Right.
like, nah, but I don't understand why, it always got why I'm the problem. Like, so I'm on the journey, right, to being an asshole all the time and not caring about that part. But I ain't there all the way yet.
I feel you. And this is your first season, so I want you to kill everybody. Yeah.
Yes, first season.
This is your first season. But I love you to death, but you know what's getting ready to happen in a minute, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I gotta
And
get back.
still don't like y'all. But
I gotta
love
get
you.
back. I gotta get back to my
Enjoy.
2 TVs and shit. So
Enjoy it.
so I can watch.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I can. Man, I love y'all, man. Y'all
All
doing
right,
a
love
great
you
job.
too. You
Y'all
take
doing a
care.
great job.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Oh man, good stuff. No, that was good stuff. No, I don't care if y'all say nothing else for the rest of the night. I don't care. How about that? No, I just want to say, no, that'll preach all day. That man said that his grandson is taking him to another level of manhood. Do you know how that's set? With me,
Yeah.
like, wow. So you
That
setting
word-
out to give generational growth.
Well, that word I love to speak, that legacy, just generational wealth, things that are handed down that no one can ever take, you cannot buy, you can't purchase, and it's theirs always. Like, right? Like wisdom from a grandfather, like my grandfather, my dad's father was deceased before I was even born. My mother's dad, I thankfully, got to, I was blessed to get to know, and I think I want to say he passed away probably when I was, I might have been like 20, 21. And I'll never forget, it was funny because at that age, I had already had Kwame. I may have either been pregnant with Daquan or almost pregnant with Daquan. I don't even remember. But I remember just being way too busy. I just remember being busy with a toddler, busy with work. I think I had gone back to EMT school or something like that. Just busy. So he would always call me, Danetta, I need, come over. I need you to help me clean up. I need you. And I'll be like, Pop, you don't need me to help you clean up. Like, I don't have to, like, why you need that? Like, it's just you in the house, blah, blah, blah. And now that he's been gone almost 20 years, I get it. Like, he didn't want me coming over to clean his house. He wanted me to come over to spend that time so he could, instill that wisdom in me, to talk to me about, like, I regret it every day of my life. Like, why you just ain't go ahead and get in your car and take your kid over to the granddad's house and call him Pop, right? Why you just didn't go to Pop's house? Like, and I want to say the week, maybe about 12 days before they found him deceased in his apartment, he had called me and tried to get me over there. I was way too booked and busy to do it. And it is probably one of the 3 regrets that I have in my entire life, because I don't usually have many. So for sure, like you can't get it back. You can't get it back. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
one of those things, Oh, so King Shark, I'm so sorry. We get so engulfed into like our experiences and stuff, and I'm sorry. We really need to pay more attention to our fans and their questions.
Well, Dale came on right when he posted that, so I was going
It was
okay.
like at the same time.
Yeah.
So what did he say? Can y'all give some perspective on my question? What was his question?
This
So
question
the question
was,
is,
oh, go ahead.
can a single man teach a girl how to be a woman?
No. My answer is no. I'm a woman, and I sit in. I have been blessed in my older years to know men, to have men in my circle, in my space, people who I consider to be men based on their journey in life, based on their character, based on their moral compass, based on how they provide for their families, how they protect their families. That is a man in my definition. And if I look at those men and think if back when I was 13 years old, growing into a young woman and becoming a teenage mother and being a young mother, having 2 children by 22, do I think that they could have taught me how to be the woman that I am today? I'm gonna say no. I honestly don't think so. I don't think so. I think it just kind of boils down to exactly what Dale was saying in terms of journey. I think that my mother gave me what my mother gave me as a woman, as a single mother herself. And, I had 2 older brothers, right? And not all of their examples were good examples, but then they had some good examples to give me that I took along the way that aided in my journey of becoming a woman. But I don't think that if I were raised by any of these men that I know in my circle, if they were to be able to teach me how to be the woman that I am today or the woman that I am becoming. That's my opinion. Yeah. But then they had some good examples to give me that I feel.
Yeah, I too, I don't know, right? I think the same thing that I think for can a woman raise a man? Like, yes, he can give her what he thinks a woman should be, build her to be a good moral character, give her the foundation of what it takes to survive in this world in general, but there are just going to be certain things that he will not be able to teach or show her as a man, that another woman would hold. So yes, they can set a foundation just like a mom can set a great foundation for her son. But no, I don't think he can raise her and give her and teach her to be a woman. Yeah.
Goldie.
Say it again. Oh, shoot. I'm over here trying to send this info. Me personally, no.
Corey said, I can't teach a woman how to be a woman, but I can teach her what I believe a woman should be. So along the same lines, right? So,
I'm just trying to think, do I have any friends that are single men raising a daughter?
I have single fathers as friends, but not a girl.
We got Lonnie on. Lonnie's going to come on. That'd be a good.
I just let him in. Okay. So he's there.
Hey, ladies.
Hey. Good evening, sir. How's it going?
Good. I'm good. On the topic, I'm agreeing with what was just said because I think women can teach a man or their son or a male, excuse me, put it that way, what they've learned or what they want or what they've seen in good men, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the experiences that men go through in life, I think it's better coming from a man. It can't always come from a man because the way our households are set up. I think a lot of times with us men and women, we react better to experiences or things that we see, not just what we're taught. So a lot of times a parent can teach their child, don't do this, don't do that. But if they don't see the example of why they shouldn't do it sometimes, or they don't see a positive example sometimes, it causes things to go the other way. There are certain things that I would never, like I can tell my daughter what she should be as a woman, what she should expect as a woman from a man, and all those things. There's certain topics and certain things that are better for her mother to handle. Now, me and her mother communicate very well. To me, this is my opinion, we communicate very well and we co-parent very well. I try to teach her those things. However, certain things she's gonna absorb more from her mother. And there's nothing we can do about that. It's not always true. I'm just saying, like, growing up myself, a lot of good males around me, you know what I'm saying, all the way throughout my life. But without that, sometimes a lot of guys, a lot of kids, whatever it is, they don't have those positive examples. So someone can sit there and they can have the best grandmother in the world, best mother in the world, who's telling them you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, and we wonder why sometimes they still don't turn out right. And I'm not saying that it will be perfect even if they had their father there, but I think it helps. And the same thing, vice versa, with your mother there. I think it helps. I don't think that I can't say it's not complete, because I think a lot of single mothers do a great job raising their sons to be good men, right? But then some of them just don't turn out right, because some people need those experiences. They need to see it coming from a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you an example. My daughter's 9, and I know this is coming up over the next few years when she starts having those experiences of what she's gonna go through as a woman. And I can tell her, you're gonna have a period, and this is gonna happen, and that's gonna happen. But I can't relate to her as much.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that she's gonna get from a woman. And that's the same thing from a man. You can tell your son certain things like that happen to men that you know in your life, but it's a little bit different when it's coming from the man. It's like, this happened to me, and this is why I don't want this to happen to you. Or I made this mistake as a man, and I want you to be a better man than I was. And it doesn't mean that women can't do that job. It doesn't mean men can't do that job for their daughters. But I think it's better when it's coming from both.
I agree.
Yeah, I can dig
I
that.
agree with much of that.
I dig that.
I think just sticking with you defining a woman and defining a man. Your daughter coming on her period is not going to make her a woman. So it doesn't matter if mom is there to teach her and relate to her on what it's going to feel like, what that's going to look like, the responsibility that comes with that. She'll give her the tools. That doesn't mean that is like those tools will then go on to produce making her a woman. Does that make sense? Like,
that's not what I got what you're saying, but that's not what I meant by that particular thing. I was just saying that's one thing that directly relates to women. That's an experience that I will never have, right? So I can't tell her, this is how you'll feel if you go to school or you're at work and this happens to you. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Those are conversations that she's going to have, and certain things that she will, more gravitate or want to come from a woman. Just like, and I'm not saying that this doesn't happen to women, because it does. But I can tell if I had a son how it is to get pulled over, and a cop pulls you over and slams you in the car and puts a gun in your face, and the fear, because I know it does happen to all of us as black people when they're near us, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was taught that because when I was younger, it seems like, and I'm not going to quote anything, but it seems like I have a higher chance as a black male and a black female of that happening to me. I could be wrong. And y'all can tell me if you feel that I'm wrong. But that's an experience that I've had multiple times in my life, not one,
Right.
that I can tell my son, dude, you may hear it, somebody tell you, yeah, it can happen to you, be careful. It happened to me. That's
Yeah.
not fun. This is how it feels. That's how it is. Don't do that. And that's what I'm saying. Certain things are experiences. We can both teach them. It's like going to school. You can go to school. We can both have the same degree. But some people have better experience afterwards, which propels them further in life. And some people don't need it. Some people do.
Right.
Some people don't. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it's better when you have both.
Right.
When you have the ability to have experience and,
Yeah.
you know, from both ways. So.
Yeah. The experiences are the tools, right?
Mhm.
To sort of set them up to become that man or that woman. So yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. I think, it's just a matter of, again, that definition of really, well, what makes a man, what makes a woman? What does that look like in real form? Like, because, so let me ask you this.
Sure.
And these it doesn't have to be anyone in your immediate close circle, anything like that. Do you know any males that may have had male figures in their role models in their lives, and when you look at them, they're still quite not connecting that what you would consider a man to look like?
Yeah, in a way, I would say they knew what to do, because at the end of the day, everything doesn't even just comes down to experiences. It comes down to what's in your head. What's your personality? And if you naturally don't give a fuck about anybody, and you're going to do what you want to do, and your parents, because there's a lot of people out here that have both parents, and both parents taught them the right way. Both parents, let's say, were well educated, good jobs, never gotten any trouble, just what we consider to be right.
Mhm.
Didn't do anything wrong, and they still went left.
Mhm.
So there's certain things that are naturally in a person. All I'm saying is that, the chances are better when
Yeah.
somebody has both experiences of
Mhm.
becoming a better person. There are a lot of the men out here who didn't have someone to tell them what was the right thing to do
Yeah.
on the male side, and they needed that male side. And there are a lot of women who didn't have someone to tell them what to do from the father's perspective.
Agree.
And they needed that, and it carries
agree.
on throughout their life. And vice versa, the same thing with women. Even with me, I can tell you with me, when I was growing up, my father died when I was like 16 years old. And my mother, I didn't have the best experiences with my mother, period. And I had to go to therapy for that when I was younger, which we talked about this before. Therapy is a good thing. Men, if y'all don't do it, you need to do it.
Mhm.
Even throughout this process, damn near everybody in this world needs therapy right now, because
Yes.
it's just crazy.
It's hard to get an appointment, honey. I've been trying to do it.
Right. But yeah, there's certain things that it affects you. It affects you from the experiences you have, because my mother didn't always give me the best experience as a woman as to what to do. She showed me how to open the car doors and, how to treat a woman, the general things of how to treat a woman. But she didn't show me through her actions how to treat a man, because she didn't treat my father the best way, right? And so I had to learn how to adjust to that. That didn't work for me. You know what I'm saying? It made it harder for me.
Yeah.
It was like I know how to get you, so I could do all this sweet stuff to get you, and you're like, he's so sweet, but then I could treat you like shit,
Yeah.
because I was getting that example from her too. It wasn't just my father was great, but like I said, those experiences affect you. And so, yes, I do know some men who had their father and had their mother, and they were both great role models, and they turned out like but they knew for a fact what they were supposed to do. They just chose to do the other.
They were given the tools from both sides,
Mhm.
those tools
Yep.
that you spoke about.
And they chose
Yep.
not to use them because life is about choices at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
Like you get like even you have siblings, right? And they all come from the same house. They had the same parents, and they be on all total different paths. You're like that's your and it's because they just chose not to use what they were given. They seen it, they were taught it, and they decided, I'm good. I'm not fit to use that. So, life is all about choices.
I
Yep.
agree.
It was like I listened to what Dell said, and I agree with him. Like I said, it's just a little tweak on it. I don't think that you have to have the other parent, but it helps. It helps in some cases when you have both. But we're not all blessed to have both. It just doesn't work that way. A lot of us don't have both. It just wasn't going to happen. So we got to go with what we have. And like I know some men that take care of their daughters, and the mother is not in the picture. And we know a couple of them amongst ourselves.
Fact.
Way more women who take care of their children. The father's not in the picture. It's just
Right.
the way it is, And so we got to do the best we can. That's it.
That's it. Give them the tools. Give them the
That's all you
tools.
can do.
Give them the experience. And at the end of the day, they have to take their own journey on making their own decisions and making their own paths. And that is truly going to determine their manhood and or womanhood. That's truly, what it comes down to. So, yeah. Anybody else?
No, I'm glad we had this discussion because I believe maybe a year or so ago, I would have been that person like, no, a male figure needs to be in their son's life. Some form, some way, uncle, grandfather, something. But then I had to take a step back and look at, friends that I know that are single mothers who have raised some great men, raised their children to be out, they became great men, no lie. So I like to hear different people's perspectives so that not to necessarily say it changed my mind, but it makes me look at it a whole totally different way.
Yeah.
And I totally agree with what Lonnie said. Everybody's not blessed to have both parents in the household.
Right.
Have both parents, active in their life. So you have to deal and make the best out of what you have. But yeah, I think the father figure when it comes to the male, I think it's a little bit better. I think it helps out a lot. I think that's where the boys around this generation now, that's where I feel like they're doomed because there's not a lot of male figures in their life to help them grow. So.
Another thing on that topic too, a male figure is not always good because he can be a shitty male figure.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these boys actually turn out just like their dads.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't a good thing.
Right.
It ain't a good thing. Right.
So
and I'm not talking
agree.
about like their dad was in jail and they missed him throughout their life. No, I'm talking about the dad who was there every day.
Yes.
But then also
with
too,
his toxic ways and
Yeah.
And vice versa, even the mom sometimes, right?
Oh man, look, listen, I have a friend and we were wondering why she was going through so many issues, and then come to find out there are underlying issues that happened to her, and some of them, that caused her to have a lot of issues. So it affected the way that she treats people now. It affected her relationships. It was affecting her actually wanting to have less female friends. How she dealt with things. She found out, it had a lot to do with her mother. And so, the parents, man, like, that shit means a lot when we get older.
Parents,
Make you a break you, baby.
Kids every day. It's the whole thing.
I sit back,
And I'm
you know,
certainly an advocate of that whole, if together we are toxic, I am totally okay with these kids being raised by one or the
One
other.
person.
Like that whole trope of, oh,
Yeah.
well, you know, children that are raised in 2-parent households come out to be amazing. So untrue. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's
not
not
true.
true in every situation. Like, you have kids that, you know, I don't believe that you stay together just to be able to uphold the image that this child was raised by both
No.
of you, as if y'all ain't in there beating each other up, talking down at each other, and they're not going to become, you know, shitty people because
Exactly.
of what, like, parents really F kids up.
Mhm.
And kids become adults, and adults, you know, attach themselves to people, and, you know, in relationships, and they damage them, and then friendships, and they damage them, and then they have kids, and now you got generational curses. Like,
Yep.
it's just a whole thing.
That's
Like,
it.
so you have to be careful with that. You know, I definitely advocate, sure, absolutely, two healthy parents are
There
far
you
more
go.
better than just one parent. But when I tell you, if it ain't a healthy situation, you're not going to get me to sign on to just stay with the man just in an effort to not look however society wants to look down on me becoming a single mother. That just doesn't fly. It
Right.
just
I
doesn't
agree.
make sense. So,
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think they subscribe to that image because of their trauma, and they're like, well, my mother wasn't there, or my father wasn't
Mhm.
there, and I think that it'll be better if it's both of us. So you
Yep.
stick it out, and they tend to push through something that they really shouldn't be pushed through, just
Yeah,
to
you end up
have
causing more
something
damage.
that they think they would have been better off if they had.
You cause more damage. You just end up causing more
Yeah.
damage. You really
To
do.
you too.
Yeah, yeah. Was it anybody else in the waiting room? Because Lonnie stick his stay with us till we about to wrap up, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Or
But no, nobody else is waiting.
I don't think
we have
so.
some comments that we have to address. Did we give King Sharp some perspective
Yeah.
on the woman
Oh
being
yeah.
raised by
Yeah,
a
I think we
man?
all kind of spoke on.
Yeah,
I
Lonnie
think,
even
and
spoke
we,
on it a tad
yeah, I
bit.
think we kind of landed in the same directive as we did for the meals. That
Yeah.
you can lay some foundation, but it won't be the full picture. It's just, it is what it is either way.
Well, side note, Lonnie, Philly fan? What happened?
Yep.
Just what happened, my man? Like, I was on a
Like,
roll on my way, and I was like,
Man.
God dang, this and nothing, right? I mean, I'm not Skins fans, and you know that, but I'm like, God dang, these
Good
two.
game, Lonnie.
So,
Good game.
when I
Good
get
game.
home, I was
Y'all definitely earned that game, man. We played terrible. My quarterback played so bad. Like, even though the offensive line was banged up, dude, if you see they coming at you, throw the fucking ball away. Don't keep holding it. I'm yelling at the TV like, what the fuck are you doing, man? But you know what, though? That's him. He was doing that last year. He's a good quarterback. He can make some great throws, but those decisions in the pocket, man, when it's time to throw the ball away, he thinks he's Superman because all them times that he done ducked in amazing play, he thinks that's gonna happen every play. So I'll be looking at him like, nigga, what are you doing? Throw the ball away, please. So yeah, we choked, man. We had all backup offensive linemen in there, all, and that's why they was coming for his ass. But you know, they played a great game, man. Even though if you look at their stat sheet, y'all got something to worry about. Your quarterback did not play good. Your defense beat us, but y'all deserve it. And I'm always afraid of teams that we beat 6 times in a row or 5 times in a row because our time is coming. That was it.
Oh, you just had to throw that in there, huh?
I was just about to say, it's so interesting. He just can't come in and be like, man, y'all deserve that win. We played like shit.
That wasn't even meant that way. Whenever, like when we used to beat the Giants like that all the time. Actually, we still are beating the Giants like that. But
okay.
when the time comes when you beat so many times, you like, yo, they do one. Like it's like you do one. It's like yeah. And we fucked that up. But you know,
Don't turn your head
16
around.
more games.
No, turn your head around.
This is what the Redskins do
Now, my
every
man.
year, though. So please don't get excited, Tracy. Don't
Wait
get
a
too
minute.
excited.
Wait.
Y'all start off like
Wait.
4-1. Y'all
I am going to get
4-1,
excited.
Y'all be 5
I am going to get
11.
very
Please
excited.
don't get too excited.
I am.
Well, yeah,
I am.
I'm going to talk to you in about 6 weeks, though. I'm going to give you a hug.
She's gonna be sending you the
I'm going to buy you a
voicemail.
couple shots and give you a hug. You're like, you told me it was going to happen. Why didn't you? Y'all definitely earned that game, though, for real. For real. We played terrible, man.
I was a
Corey
little
said
mad
we
at
ain't the
Give up
Redskins no more. He's offended.
Or we will be allowing people to call them the Redskins on this here channel. We
Yep.
will be allowing
I'm
it.
sorry. It's not
We
even the
gonna
Redskins.
finna allow it, Corey. You gonna have to
It's
let that go.
It's the team. It's the team.
I don't have a dog in the
Isn't
fight.
that a football team?
I don't have a dog.
What do y'all jerseys say? Did y'all see that meme where it says shirt? And it's like, this is my Washington football team official shirt, and it just says shirt in red because they don't have no name.
Yes.
No.
Hey,
The team. That's right,
The
Corey.
team.
We just
That
the
team
team.
won
We just
today,
out
too.
here.
That team.
We out here. You got to have tough skin to be with us, baby. Boy, we. Ooh.
Liquor sales is about to go up for y'all in about 6 weeks. I'm like, man, forget this shit.
Since it's no longer technically right, the Redskins, do you still get to wear that sort
Yeah.
of
Why
You
not?
can, yeah. You can.
because
You can. But
it don't
if
have
you
a
wanna
name
walk
yet?
around,
But
if
once
you-
they have a name, you can't wear that stuff no more, right?
if you want to wear racist clothes, it's up to you. It's your prerogative.
Oh,
You can wear whatever you
oh,
want to wear.
oh, now
You
it's
know?
racist because you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
give me a T-shirt that said see the white people like. It's okay.
Hey, Lonnie. Thank you. He said, Corey said, yes, we can. It's called throwback.
Yes,
Right,
retro.
okay.
Why not?
Right.
Mhm.
I
Retro.
can respect that. All right, this has been
I was
good.
laughing
Lonnie,
looking at
thank
the
you.
end zone.
Thank you for coming
welcome.
through. And thank you for standing in the truth of your team. Because I really thought, like, I called myself being funny. I was like, oh, I'm going to say something to him about them Eagles. And you stood in that thing. I
Oh,
like
man,
that. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't
You know
care.
them Philly fans, they little
I don't
ruthless.
care. I'm not getting mad. I'm not gonna get mad till like week 10. That's when I start really getting bothered by football if we lose it.
Mm.
Now I'll be all right.
Mhm.
Now, no, excuse me. In 4 weeks, if we lost 4 games in a row, yeah, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be drunk all day.
Salty. Salty.
Yep, real salty. Real. If I lose,
Salty.
we lose 4 games in a row, I'll be salty as shit.
Lord. All right, well, thank you for coming by. You be safe
No
out there.
problem.
Thank
Thank
you.
Till next
Have
time.
a good night.
You
You
too.
too.
Ooh.
How about that?
Hey, let me ask y'all, who had drinks tonight?
No one.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to say that that's pretty. Yeah, I had a little water. I'd like to say that that's pretty good.
Okay.
Next
did enough.
week,
Did enough yesterday.
let's
so.
see if we can do it again next week. What y'all
No.
thinking?
Nope.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you that off the break.
When y'all sitting in the house, are you afraid to touch your face because we have been such in a mode of not touching your face?
No, I didn't touch mine a couple times.
No,
wash
I
my
I
hands.
did like this, and I was like gonna take my shirt, and then I was like, I'm in my house, I washed my hands.
It creates an anxiety. It does. It does.
I think now,
It does.
now after being exposed, I look at a lot of stuff a little differently. Not to say that I was lacking, but it's a little bit more extra now.
Yeah, my pet peeve is going to work in the morning and pressing the elevator and seeing the door open and people just hanging in the elevator without them on. It sets
On the
me
elevator?
off a different. It sets me off a
Serious?
different way.
This
Yeah,
little
and they'll say,
box. In this little box. Nah, baby.
so I'll press the button and I'll see it, and it'll be like one person in there, and it just be just hanging out, and I'll be like, no, you can go ahead. Like, and I'm always struggling with whether or not I should just be an advocate. Like, this is real stupid of you, but I know it probably wouldn't come off like that. It's gonna be a little different. And so I just go ahead and let the elevator bypass, and I go grab another one because it's very, very insensitive, and it sets me off a little differently. So yeah. Even when I get up in the morning and I'm headed to down to my car, I put my mask on going through the building. So Daquan was like, Mom, what sense does that make? I was like, do you know whether or not the neighbor in 302 didn't just, go downstairs or come into the building coughing without their mask on, and you just walk me to it? Like, do you know that? Because they're not physically in the hallway coughing.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, Mom, but that's just over. Okay, well, do your like.
Yeah. These are the ATOs. I don't got a lot of fight. Okay. It's been a lot of okays.
And I get it. It's exhausting. It's very exhausting to just wear these things all day, every day, except for when you're not in your house. But it's so necessary because we are, this is the new norm, y'all. I probably got 32 masks now. I got sparklies, animal prints, checker prints, medical grade,
everything.
I literally have more masks than bras.
Oh, facts. I think my masks are catching up with my socks.
I got more masks than bras.
Yeah, I catch that trend with my socks. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's so funny now when you buy stuff, like you buy stuff online, like clothes.
You like, do I got a mask?
They got the mask to go with it now.
Yeah.
They still matching masks.
All right, let's wrap up. Hey, I need to go downstairs. I need to go watch an episode of Saints and Sinners.
Who?
Saints. No, I'll talk to you about it later.
Oh.
This is my new show. It's everything. Lord. It's a little scandal. Oh my God, they just got their hands in everything. They so scandalous. It is like the hoodest sort of rendition of Greenleaf. It's I love it. I'm an addict.
Really?
On Hulu.
Hulu.
Watching on Hulu here. Alrighty. Well, I guess we're supposed to outro, like we're supposed to be getting in the zhuzh and vibe of outro and
doing the right thing.
Yeah. So I'll lead it. It's like leading out in prayer. Everybody.
Yes. Everybody.
Listen, thank you so much. Listen, it's been another great episode. We thank you guys for hanging with BTT. We think that we are going to likely change our day again. And mainly because we realize that now we are back in football season, and no matter how much the game has changed or the viewing has changed, at the end of the day, we're all football heads and we can appreciate some football too. So we think we would get more engagement and participation on a non-Sunday. And I think we can all appreciate that, and you guys would too. So we're working out the details on what day we will be changing to, and the timing. If you guys, maybe we should do like a poll and throw it out there and let you guys choose what day you would likely tune in and participate. If not, we'll likely just randomly pick another day that works for us in our schedules, because we're all like working women, entrepreneurs, moms, all that good stuff. So we thank you for tuning in again. You guys are so loyal. You are so dope. You're so awesome. Remember, be authentic, be yourself, we're supposed to be, I'm just randomly off the dome saying things. I mean, and anybody can pop in at any time. Got me out here looking real crazy. Because listen, I'm more creative.
You were on a roll, sis. I would just like to say you were on a roll, and that thing was flowing. So I just like y'all to
Yeah.
Always let it flow, people. Always let it flow. No, you
Always
flow.
let it flow. Okay.
Always let it flow, baby.
Right, what you got?
What I got?
Yeah.
I hope y'all enjoy your week.
Uh-huh.
And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
God bless. Good night.
God bless and good
Yes,
night. That
bye-bye.
always
Good
works for
night.
everything. Why didn't we think of that?
God
That-
bless and good
that
night.
is, let's talk about it offline. No.
Yes.
GPT out.
Yes.
Peace.